Happy holidays! You may be surprised to hear a different voice, but this is Ryan from the Banshee episode. Since Josh is taking time off researching and preparing for next year's episodes, he asked me to read you a story. It's from Reddit, which everyone loves. This was posted a year ago by someone with the screen name Sapphire Lion 15. The original post will be linked in the description of the episode. So settle down in front of a fire and prepare to meet Krampus. I'm a third-generation German immigrant. My grandmother came here from Germany when she was 14, married my grandfather, and had my mom, who had me and my brother. Our family is a lot like any other, except around one particular time of year. Every Christmas, my grandmother tells us, in her broken English, the story of Krampus. Krampus, according to her story, is the anti-Santa. If you were evil, she always used the word evil, never naughty or bad. He would come for you. And if he got you, then you would never be seen again. She never fully explained what Krampus was exactly. I looked up pictures online and saw that Krampus movie a few years ago, but she said that the media was horribly inaccurate. Until last Christmas, I thought that Krampus was nothing more than something German parents told their kids to get them to behave. We had all planned to spend the night at my house. It would be just me, my brother, his boyfriend, my grandmother, Mom, and her new boyfriend, Derek. In theory, it would be a nice, Hallmark-style Christmas. Derek made sure that it was anything but that. The first thing he did when he came in was complain that the house was too hot and turned the thermostat way down, even though it was snowing outside. The next thing he did was look at the Christmas dinner I'd made and tell me he didn't eat gluten before opening the fridge and grabbing a beer. Then he made himself comfortable in my favorite chair, saw my brother Andy and Will, his boyfriend, making out on the couch, and called him that 6-letter word that starts with F. That set the tone for the evening. Quite the charmer, eh? As if that wasn't enough, after he and Mom had gone up to their guest room, we heard them yelling, followed by my mom sobbing. Will, bless his heart, went up to see what was wrong. We heard Derek call him a very unoriginal insult. When he came back down, he said that Mom had angry red bruises all over her. But she said she was fine. My grandmother, for the first time that evening, started to speak. She stared at the fireplace, muttering in German. I couldn't tell what she was saying. My German isn't great. But I heard the words, take, evil, and Krampus. I assumed that she was just telling us the Krampus story again, but had forgotten to translate it to English. This didn't surprise me. She was in her late 80s by then, and it didn't always seem like she was all there. When she finished speaking, we all went up to bed. It was exactly midnight when I heard the crash. I hadn't been able to sleep, worried about Mom, and had been scrolling through Reddit when I heard it. I threw on my robe and slippers and had gone 3 steps towards Mom's room when I realized that the crash came from the living room. Krampus, I jokingly thought, despite my unease. I went downstairs and gasped. The safety grate in front of the fireplace had been ripped aside, and soot from the chimney coated everything, branching out from all directions. Before I could even think what to do, someone came behind me and roughly grabbed my shoulder. It was Derek. "What did you do, you stupid..." He then started a tirade of insults to me, to Mom, and to women in general. When I opened my mouth to try and defend myself, he slapped me and kept talking. It was while I was rubbing my cheek that I saw it. My grandmother was right. The media can't do him justice. The horns were right, but that's about it. He was at least 7 feet tall, maybe 8. His eyes glowed red, and he had sharp, predatory teeth bared into a psychotic smile. He grabbed Derek from the back of his robe, then shoved and pinned me against the wall. I would have screamed, but his thumb pressed into my throat, making it hurt to breathe. I shot a glance at Derek and saw that he had received similar treatment. Krampus stared into my eyes. I wanted to look away, but I physically couldn't. It was like he was staring into my soul, seeing every good and bad thing I'd ever done. I felt naked, exposed, victimized, but I couldn't look away. 9. That was all he said to me. His voice was nightmarish. He dropped me, letting my body slide to the floor. I started taking deep, raspy breaths, still watching the scene in front of me. Derek was subjected to Krampus' scrutiny. From the sweat breaking out on his forehead, he didn't like it any more than I did. "Ja," Krampus uttered. He pulled something from off his back, a burlap sack. Derek looked into it and tried to scream. I only caught a glimpse, but we both saw the inside of the sack. It was full of human bones. Krampus's grin grew wider, and Derek was thrown headfirst inside. The Christmas monster then made his way back towards the fireplace, Derek struggling from inside the sack. He reached into a tiny bag on his side and pulled out a handful of snow-like dust, which he threw on the floor. In the blink of an eye, the soot was gone. "Fröhlichen Weihnachten." He snapped his fingers, and I was out like a light. The following morning was considerably happier than the night before. No one realized Derek was missing. His clothes, his presents, and even Mom's bruises were gone. It was like he never existed. I never mentioned what I'd seen. I don't think anyone would believe me. Well, except one person. My grandmother is coming for Christmas again this year, and is insisting on telling Andy and Will's new daughter the story of Krampus. So what do you think? Is Krampus really out there? This story is from Reddit, and the link is in the description of this episode. This episode was written by Josh and hosted by me, Ryan, with logo design by Jason Zykes and theme music from purpleplanet.com. Thanks for listening, and happy holidays.